You are listening to the audio production of Preacher and Prayer by E.M. Bounds, published by Audiobooks. This book is read by Tim H. Dixon. Epigraph. Recreation to a minister must be as whetting is with the mower, that is, to be used only so far as is necessary for his work. May a physician in plague time take any more relaxation or recreation than is necessary for his life, when so many are expecting his help in a case of life and death? Will you stand by and see sinners gasping under the pangs of death and say, God doth not require me to make myself a drudge to save them? Is this the voice of ministerial or Christian compassion, or rather of sensual laziness and diabolical cruelty? Richard Baxter. Misemployment of time is injurious to the mind. In illness, I have looked back with self-reproach on days spent in my study. I was wading through history and poetry and monthly journals, but I was in my study. Another man's trifling is notorious to all observers, but what am I doing? Nothing, perhaps, that has a reference to the spiritual good of my congregation. Be much in retirement and prayer. Study the honor and glory of your Master. Richard Cecil. Chapter 1. Study universal holiness of life. Your whole usefulness depends on this, for your sermons last but an hour or two. Your life preaches all the week. If Satan can only make a covetous minister a lover of praise, of pleasure, of good eating, he has ruined your ministry. Give yourself to prayer, and get your texts, your thoughts, your words from God. Luther spent his best 3 hours in prayer. Robert Murray McShane. We are constantly on a stretch, if not on a strain, to devise new methods, new plans, new organizations to advance the Church and secure enlargement and efficiency for the gospel. This trend of the day has a tendency to lose sight of the man, or sink the man in the plan or organization. God's plan is to make much of the man, far more of him than of anything else. Men are God's method. The Church is looking for better methods, God is looking for better men. There was a man sent from God whose name was John. John chapter 1, verse 6. The dispensation that heralded and prepared the way for Christ was bound up in that man John. Unto us a child is born, unto us a son is given. Isaiah chapter 9, verse 6. The world's salvation comes out of that cradled son. When Paul appeals to the personal character of the men who rooted the gospel in the world, he solves the mystery of their success. The glory and efficiency of the gospel is staked on the men who proclaim it. When God declares in 2 Chronicles chapter 16, verse 9 that the eyes of the Lord run to and fro throughout the whole earth to show himself strong in the behalf of them whose heart is perfect toward him, he declares the necessity of men and his dependence on them as a channel through which to exert his power upon the world. This vital, urgent truth is one that this age of machinery is apt to forget. The forgetting of it is as baneful on the work of God as would be the striking of the sun from his sphere. Darkness, confusion, and death would ensue. What the Church needs today is not more machinery or better, not new organizations or more and novel methods, but men whom the Holy Ghost can use, men of prayer, men mighty in prayer. The Holy Ghost does not flow through methods, but through men. He does not come on machinery, but on men. He does not anoint plans, but men, men of prayer. An eminent historian has said that the accidents of personal character have more to do with the revolutions of nations than either philosophic historians or democratic politicians will allow. This truth has its application in full to the gospel of Christ. The character and conduct of the followers of Christ Christianize the world, transfigure nations and individuals.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?